There's a myth that driving with an empty gas tank uses less fuel. One of the most common issues in these sophisticated vehicles we have today is related to the fuel pump. In these modern vehicles, we no longer have those old diaphragm pumps driven by a camshaft lobe that used to overheat, had low performance, and so on. Engine technology kept improving, and among all those improvements, fuel pumps also got better. The first ones that came out were these pumps, pretty big, installed outside the tank, mounted underneath the vehicle. They simply have an electric motor and a roller system that draws fuel in from the side and sends it to the engine system from here. In all cases, the fuel pump is controlled by the engine control unit, the ECU, which signals a relay to turn it on, and as long as the engine is running, the pump stays on. Pumps kept getting better, and we stopped putting them under the vehicle because they were noisy, and that's when the so-called submerged fuel pumps appeared. They put them inside the tank. Look what they were at one time. Gigantic. The pump is actually very small. The rest is just a container. It simply has a filter. We have the float switch, the electrical connection, and the fuel inlet and outlet. Then some more girls appeared. These, for example, as you can see, are smaller. Still, even if you don't believe it, there is a myth that a car with an empty tank consumes less fuel. And do you know what usually happens? When vehicles run with little fuel, the pump, which is cooled by the fuel, heats up and ends up like this. It melts inside the tank. This won't cause an accident. There won't be an explosion or anything like that, but the user will pay the price, and it'll be much more expensive than the cost of the fuel itself. This is a tank, in this case from a motorcycle, but for a car it's exactly the same and the pump is installed. Inside the tank, look how tiny it is. The pressure regulator, the filter, everything is already installed in this same pack. So what's the suggestion for users in general, and for trained professionals to tell all their clients? Don't drive with your tank on reserve. Keep more than half a tank so that the pump, which works submerged, always stays cool. This way, the filter won't get dirty and it can last its entire useful life. See you next time.
Subscribe to our channel, AutoTechTV. Technology, clear and simple.